Hello, Colette. All right, I've got your sketches up here. I think we're looking really great here. Good job labeling your sketches. I think a few students have missed that so far, and I think the importance here is just to show a connection between what you're visually representing and its tie to your client. So, in other words, there's got to be some sort of conceptual thought behind your sketches. Do you see what I'm saying? So, if the sketches are submitted without the words attached, labeled, it could be just arbitrary sketching of ideas, which is not what we want to do. Remember, the idea here is to extract data from our research that we have conducted for the client, and then based on that data, we're encoding meaning into our visual representation, whether it be through a logo, a word mark, or next week through the monogram. So that's the thought process, right? Not that you're not getting it. I mean, I think that you are getting it. I mean, I totally see that you're getting it here. I just wanted to mention that that is the connection that needs to be made here. This connection between our visual development and the data extraction from our research stage, and how we are using our visual representation to encode meaning based on that data extraction. Okay, and I think you've done a great job here. I really think this is fantastic. You've got some great ideas here. The idea, of course, there's no right or wrong here. The sketching stage is meant merely as an idea generation stage. And it's been proven time and time again that sketching is superior to going straight to the computer. Actually, in some of the research I conducted for my master's thesis many years ago, I actually did a live test in a classroom setting where some students were directed to go straight to the computer, and another group of students was directed to sketch first. And in every instance in those tests, the group that was selected to sketch first came with superior results. Even the group that didn't sketch said, hey, as a group, their results are way better than ours. What's up? And it all points to sketching. So just a little idea here on the value of sketching. So, and I think you got it. I do. I think that you're really showing a good propensity to generate ideas through your sketches, and to attach those sketches to some meaning that has been generated through the research and the word list that you've developed. So fantastic job. A couple of things I think these are all interesting. There's a couple that may not work, and because they're technically a monogram, um, like I wouldn't use this, okay, because that's more technical. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. But just as long as you understand the difference between a monogram and a logo and a word mark, and that's the important thing here. These are called lockups. Different versions of your logo are called lockups. And most companies have a word mark, a logo mark, and a monogram. Not necessarily a monogram as much as a word mark and a logo mark. And then all companies have different versions of their logos, right? So we know that. All right, good job. A couple of things. Now, as you know from our last project, I'm not directing you to go in any specific direction. And I think that's going to be left up to you. I think the learning process is enhanced here by you making your own decisions in terms of what seems to be working. So I'm not going to come in here and say, okay, let's develop this one. This is your best one. You know what I'm saying? I think it's better and more expeditious, and I think it's more effective for you as a designer learning this process to be able to look at what you have and decide what is working the way that you want it to work. I will say this, there's a couple of things I would stay away from. Okay, remember, this is a word mark. The main thing is it has got to be legible. It has got to be legible. And that is first and foremost. Now, this right here, I would stay away from anything like this because it's not immediately legible. This is a questionable. Okay, where you have the M and then you just spell the rest of the word under the M. Typically, in a situation like this, you would have the big M and then you would have the whole letter under it, so that M just kind of stands alone as a representation of the company, but the name of the company is underneath the M. So that's something to keep in mind there. Other areas are questionable is this right here, because you're kind of breaking up the word, and your client probably doesn't want to see that. They probably want to keep that name intact. Um, Energetic. Yeah, these are really good sketches. That right there, no, can't use that. That is definitely a full blown monogram. So that's out. Okay. Um, the rest I think look good. And I think the idea here is that, again, it's a springboard for ideas. So I wouldn't say necessarily, I mean, the answer could possibly be something, it's a combination of these. It could possibly be something new. My point is that at this point, I want you to go ahead and develop based on what you think has the strongest um, conceptual ties to your client, and also what looks the best too. So really, really good job though. So if you have any questions at all, please let me know. But this is fantastic work, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next step in the process. Okay, great. Thanks, Colette.